Kita Indonesia. Gaya, budaya, alam khatulistiwa. Kita kabarkan berita, membuka cakrawala. Di gelombang semesta, kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya langit aspirasi bangsa. Kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya kita hadir pada dunia. Kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya langit aspirasi bangsa. Kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya kita hadir pada dunia. Kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya langit aspirasi bangsa. Kita Indonesia. Sesungguhnya kita hadir pada dunia. Kita Indonesia, sesungguhnya.
Voice of Indonesia, the overseas service of Radio Republic Indonesia, broadcast in 9 language services: English, French, German, Dutch, Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin, Japanese, and Indonesian. Voice of Indonesia is broadcast via shortwave 3325 kHz and 4755 kHz, and via streaming on voinews.id and RRI Digital on mobile application. We present various programs for you: Diplomatic Forum, The Session, Indonesian Wonder, Miscellany, Let's Speak Bahasa Indonesia, Indonesian pop and regional songs, international musical entertainment, as well as news and information about Indonesia and abroad. Voice of Indonesia, from Indonesia to the world.
samudra terbentang tak.
Good afternoon, VOI listeners. Welcome back to VOI Talk on the afternoon talk, to be exact. Today we're talking about something beyond textbooks and also classrooms, the psychological foundation of learning, especially in community-based education systems like Sekolah Rakyat. How do mental and emotional well-being shape children's ability to learn? And what kind of support is needed in boarding school settings that serve vulnerable communities? Joining us is Dr. Zarina Akbar, a psychologist from the Faculty of Psychology at Jakarta State University. I'm Unica, and this is VOI Talk. How are you, Doctor? How are you feeling today?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay. Since you're doing well, we're going to talk about the wellness of the children and also in psychological aspects of it. As a psychologist, how do you view the importance of mental and emotional well-being in shaping a children's ability to learn effectively at Sekolah Rakyat?
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the questions. First of all, maybe we can try to make understand first what is Sekolah Rakyat. Yeah. So as we know that Sekolah Rakyat in here is an implementation of President of Indonesia initiative aiming at ensuring access to quality education for all layers of society. So Sekolah Rakyat focusing or redefining meaning of education, that education is a right for all children. So it's not privilege for some people only, but it's centering holistic develop and concern educations to all children in Indonesia. So when we're focusing for the what is the importance mental and emotional well-being in Sekolah Rakyat, for sure that we can say that mental and emotional well-being as a basic foundation to a child's ability to learn more effectively. So especially in this community-centered education like in Sekolah Rakyat, this school, which emphasize the accessibility, collaboration, and localized learning, inherently aligned with the psychological principle that highlight the role of emotional security and mental stability and academic success. So when children, they feel emotionally safe, free from fear, bullying, stress, depressed, tension, can be better able to engage in academic for sure. So in Sekolah in this learning environment are designed to be non-threatening and focusing on student center. So this sense of emotional security can significantly enhance the attention and motivation in students. Also, we know that in Sekolah Rakyat, children or students in Sekolah Rakyat, they may come from diverse socio-economic backgrounds. So they face many challenges. They are very many face challenges in their life. So mental well-being is become very crucial buffer or protective factors in their life to foster resilience, perseverance, hope in their life. So I can assume that mentally and emotional well-being is not supplementary in this school, but is very essential to support the effective learning. So I would also advocate the policies and practices that intentionally cultivate the emotional literacy, psychological resilience, and supportive relationship as a part in core education in this Sekolah Rakyat. So again, mentally and emotional being in students in Sekolah Rakyat is very important things. Yeah.
So what specific psychological programs or approaches have you and the school implemented to ensure that students feel safe, supported, and motivated to learn?
Okay, in Sekolah Rakyat, psychological programs or approaches is very important again, like I said in earlier. So we can see that specific program, psychological program or approach that maybe we can apply in here, we can apply here. The first is like social and emotional learning. What is social and emotional learning approach? So in this social and emotional learning approach, students they learn emotional intelligence, interpersonal skills in the class. So it's which are critical for classroom engagement and also for they learn about the conflict resolutions. Also, again, maybe the other factors or the other program that we can implement also like mindfulness or relaxation, for example, like psychological program that we can implement to students. So it can help students to reduce their anxiety, their stress, and support their emotional regulations, especially helpful children with a diverse background, with a diverse problems in the classroom. Again, maybe the other program that we can implement also like a positive behavior support system program. It means that how to encourage the pro-social behavior, helping each other, support rather than punishment to the students in the classroom. Peer mentoring also I think is very important in here that encourage the mutual respect and collaborative among students. And also maybe like a counseling or the parental educations also and program for the supporting their teacher also it can be implemented. So how we can implement many factors in here, many psychological factors to support the psychological factors, not only for the students, but also to their teachers and also to their parents. So people around our surrounding and children that also can be, we can implement also this program. Yeah.
So, based on your experience, what are the most critical, because you mentioned a lot of aspects, but what is the most critical emotional challenges faced by students and how do these challenges affect their learning outcomes?
Yeah. In this Sekolah Rakyat, students comes from diverse background. Yeah, they face many challenging in their life problems facing many challenges in their life. So the critical emotional challenges in here is relate to their emotional problems, their emotional challenges in here, because it can give impact in their learning process. For example, like how to reduce the emotional challenges, how to reduce their anxiety when they enter the classroom, for example, when they enter the class, how to reduce their anxiety, for example, and also how to improve their self-esteem, their self-worth. Maybe they come to they enter to the class with the low self-esteem conditions, and it can also influence to their motivation. It become lack of motivation, for example, and become learned helplessness in here. Also the indication for depression or indication or pressure from peers. So I think the condition, the psychological condition that maybe we can more concern, especially in the emotional challenges in here, emotional challenges or emotional condition in students in Sekolah Rakyat. Because why we do concern to the emotional challenges? Because these emotional challenges here is not only the background issue, it's not the background issue in here, but also we can see that this is the active determinants or causal. Yeah, causal, and it's related with their academic path, with their academic learning process in the school. For example, like when they get indication with their anxiety or maybe their stress, it can relate or determinants with their, it's not easy for them to like focus or concentrate during the learning process in the class. So again, the emotional challenges or emotional condition and psychological condition in here is very, very strong relate with the academic performance in the classroom. Yeah.
Okay, because for myself, I can really agree. As a former student, I believe that emotional challenges are the toughest
Yeah.
obstacle for us students, especially just in a very, very small example. For example, when we want to ask something in a class, but we are not confident enough to ask the teacher, I think. So I really can relate to this matter that you're talking about. So, since there are a lot of challenges, including emotional challenges, in a school that serves vulnerable or underserved communities, how do you see the role of teachers evolving into emotional caregivers or even second parents? And how do psychologists support this transformation, since this is a boarding school concept?
Yeah. In this boarding school concept that serve the vulnerable or underserved communities, that we say like that, the role of the teachers is really very, very important things in here. Why? Because teachers is not only focusing on their teaching process in the class only, but also how they can be the teacher in here. They become like second parents for the children. It's like a second parents for the children in the class, right? So teachers become like not only as a in responsibility in teaching processing also, but also they become like emotion. They become also motivator. They become also the motivator in here for their students, to emotional caregiver also, attachment figure also, a second parents for the students. So I think it's very necessary in here, and it's very essential role as a teacher in here. So for example, like teacher role as the attachment figure in here in the class, how they become an attachment figure and relate and helping their students in the pedagogy training, for example, in the classroom, become emotional model or become a motivator when they their students, they have like low self-confidence, for example, or low self-esteem, how they can become give a motivation for them to increase their self-confidence and self-esteem also. And in this case, teacher is not only as a one figure role, only responsible in this classroom processing, but also we can implement like teacher roles hand in hand, with the psychologist, with the counselor, with the social worker, for example. They can hand in hand with many profession to support each other, to become to give more optimum in the educations. For example, like how the teacher role as a attachment figure, and how to hand in hand in psychologist or social worker or counselor, for example. They can help, like they can supervise, they can give like more training in pedagogy and training about their curriculum, for example, how to increase, how to optimize their learning process in the classroom. For emotional model, for example, hand in hand, the joining together between teacher and psychologist, we can see also in psychologists can give like supervising process to teachers, so they can collaborations, or maybe they can give like a training for a psychological skill for the teacher also, or many programs that we can implement together. So we can see in here that the teachers in community concept of education, like in Sekolah Rakyat, is not only focusing in teaching again, but the transformation of teachers in here into emotional caregiver is very extra responsibility. It's become the heart of education, because they face like many diverse students in the classroom. Also, psychologists, social workers play a crucial enabling role equipping teacher with the tools, insight, emotional support, psychological training, for example. So again, it can both of this profession can hand in hand or synergy and collaborations to support in the learning process. Yeah.
That's really good to hear. But in perspective of the reality, many of the children at Sekolah Rakyat may live in a close-knit or communal settings that resemble barracks. How does this environment influence their mental health, and what psychological support system have been put in place to help them thrive in such places or conditions?
Yeah, okay. So in like I said, that the communal living or communal living in barrack it's very important things. Emotional support system. How to build in the emotional or social support systems. So Sekolah Rakyat can transform is like barrack style living into a psychologically enriching environment where children not only adapt, but how they can thrive, how they can foster their resilience in this barrack concept. So it's not only the communal living, they're living together, they're learning together, but how to implement the condition in this environmental, so we can develop their psychological skill, foster their resilience in here, because I think it's very important how to concern in their psychological safeguard also. Again, when we focusing in the psychological safeguard, actually it's not only the responsibility, like we can name it, it's not only the responsibility from teachers only or psychologists or social workers only, but all the people around, surrounding the children, surrounding the students, is also has a responsibility to do that, to doing so. For example, like parents, parents also have a very important role in here. Also the neighbor, parents, neighbor, or maybe farmers, or maybe and many roles or many jobs surrounding the children, surrounding in this environmental. They have a responsibility also to help to support each other in here, and to provide the psychological safeguard, because it's related with the optimum in their learning process and successfully of the students in the future. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the insights, Dr. Zakira. Thank you so much for the insights. And of course, we are now in the end of the afternoon VOI talk. But again, just like what's mentioned by our interviewees today, it's very important for the psychological of the students, not only the psychological effect or aspects of it, but also educational and also emotional support, and even the environmental support of the area that the children will be grown and also learned. Thank you very much, Doctor, for joining us today. And this is Unica. See you on the next VOI talk.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye.
Bersamamu saudara, beragam warna kita, suku tak selalu sama. Kau aku Indonesia.